Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Lume.
Lume plotters.
Oh no, you spoiled it. Okay. Yes, here we are, back again.
Yes, we are back after my freaking 2 weeks of sinusitis and losing my voice, which we didn't record during those 2 weeks. But of course, you guys never experience these losses and gaps of time when we don't record. But yes, I was deathly ill on my deathbed.
Yeah.
With man flu, I guess it is, because I never had a fever. So according to my wife, I was never really sick.
Okay.
But yeah. But yeah, we haven't talked in ages, so we got tons to catch up on, including today's topic, which of course is the new tag Heuers. We'll get into that in a moment, but you and I haven't discussed this yet. Which
yeah. Well, actually,
cool.
when this episode comes out, I mean, because it's now already last week was the Formula One in Miami, right? Right. It was last week.
Yeah, last weekend.
This weekend, yeah. So, and that's why I think it's when this episode airs, obviously, most of these watches might already be sold, right? I mean, they are all in limited quantities, right? So let's see.
We'll get to it. We'll get to it. Let's first introduce ourselves.
Okay.
And
my name is Ralph.
And I'm a watchaholic.
Exactly. So, yeah,
so
what are you wearing? I am wearing today
Tissot PRX.
a very special watch. I mean, it's absolutely fantastic. It is a chronograph. It is a perpetual calendar, and it has its date on the 4 o'clock position. Not on 4:30, on 4 o'clock.
Citizen.
Yes, exactly. Here.
Okay. Yes.
My very old one.
It took me a second to guess what it was. Yeah,
it's
but
a Citizen Echo.
When you say it was either a Citizen or a Seiko, and I know that Seiko didn't make a perpetual calendar chronograph, so Citizen did. Eco Drive, right?
Exactly. It's an Eco Drive. It has a ceramic bezel. It's actually a pretty cool watch, and it still looks really nice. It still works. I realized that the battery is not. I mean, it's about 10 years old, no more, 12, 13 years old. It must be at least. No, damn, what am I talking about? It's older than that. It must be, Jesus, it must be nearly 17 years old now. But the battery still works, still on the first battery, but it doesn't last that long
The fact that they had ceramic bezels back then.
Yeah, and
is
I paid
neat.
for this watch 2,500 dirhams back 17 years ago. So that was a quite
it's not cheap to be
quite expensive for the
expensive.
time. Yeah.
It's a very good looking watch.
It is cool.
and
Yeah, I still love it. Yeah.
Ironically, I am also wearing a perpetual calendar chronograph, and it is also Japanese.
Oh, I forgot to say, it has also a GMT. It has a second time zone.
Mine has a lot of things. Oh, yours is a GMT? Mine is a GMT as well. Technically, mine's a travel time.
Yeah. Mine too. It has a second time zone. You can flip it, and then the hands go.
Mine has 5 time zones.
Wow, that's a Casio then.
World timer. Now that's world timer, right?
Oh.
So I am wearing, of course, the Grand Seiko. Casio.
Grand Casio.
The Grand Casio. Now the G-Shock, this is the GMW 5000. And this is GMW. Is it GMW or is it GBW? B is Bluetooth, right? I am right. GW, no M.
GMW are the steel ones, no?
Those are the GMW B. So I'm guessing here, G is something, W is something, M would be metal, and the B would be Bluetooth.
Yeah.
And this is the same watch, but it's not metal and it's not Bluetooth, right? So GW 5000. And this is, of course, the Japanese made one with the same case back, right? So if you look at the back of it,
screw-in case back, yeah.
It's a screw-in case back, and the whole core is the same as the one in the middle one. And the only difference is it's in resin or rubber or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, surprisingly, and by the way, I'm sitting here at university. It's such a versatile watch. Like I could literally dress it up, dress it down, doesn't matter. But for some reason, Today is my last day of the semester. So it's summer break starts today. And on the last day of the semester, I usually wear a G-Shock. And I don't know why. It's subconsciously marking the end of the semester, I think. But
Okay. Is this a solar powered watch or is it battery?
This is solar. It's my two favorite things. It is the solar and it is the multi-band. So obviously we don't get multi-band here, but the Bluetooth I can do without. So the Bluetooth I didn't really care about. For those of you that don't know, I did sell my GMWB 5000 for the fourth or fifth time. I don't know how many times I've bought it and sold it. The silver, all silver metal one.
It's gone again?
Because I had a identity crisis and I thought to myself, if we have this stainless steel G-Shock, would I rather wear a stainless steel Apple Watch? Because now if we're talking Bluetooth, if we're talking functionality, it just makes more sense to have the Apple Watch. So I sold the GMW and I bought a stainless steel Apple Watch.
Oh.
Mic drop. Boom.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do sleep in the Apple Watch. So generally I only wear it at night or at home. I will not wear it in public. It's too embarrassing, you know. But I do like the little alarm clock, how it taps you on the wrist.
Yeah, it's very nice. And it's very nice. And it's also very, spouse friendly, because if you have a wake up that is, it just wakes you up and not the entire house.
Until you don't realize it. And then because the way it works is it first starts tapping you. Then it softly plays the song. And then if you don't hear that, then your phone very loudly starts playing the song as well.
Oh, okay,
so there's 3 steps. And today, apparently I didn't wake up for the first 2.
Okay.
So I did wake up. You always wake up to the phone because that's loud.
Yeah.
But they made it very well. And the thing is, you and I were on the phone yesterday and you mentioned to me that you were talking to me on your Apple Watch. And that's cool, right? You had your phone in service.
Yeah, exactly. I had my phone, a battery change, right? And the really nice thing was I spoke to a technician at the Mall of the Emirates Apple Store, and they have my phone still has this Apple Care Plus, even though it's a
mine does too. Yeah, 12, you have a 12 still, right?
12 Pro, yeah,
exactly. Me too.
And it's an Apple Care Plus, and my battery health said 82%, and I said if it's under 80. We will actually do this the battery change for free. But yours was...
And they physically take it apart. This is not a replacement phone.
No. It's really... You get the same phone back. It's shocking. I thought, maybe they just say that and they get a new phone.
Did they wipe it or anything, or is it still fine?
No, they did wipe it, but it didn't look like it's a new one. So it's really my phone. I could see it still has some of these little.
Do you see mine?
Scratches and so. Yeah, 87%. So that's pretty good.
I'm at 87%. I also have a 12.
But mine was now. It was at 82, and he said, "Okay, let me see what we can do." Because usually the battery change then is you pay a lower price if you have Apple Care. I don't know, 150 dirhams, 200 dirhams. I don't know. The normal price is 350 for a battery change, which is also pretty fair deal.
Not bad, really.
And it's done within like an hour, right? So when you have an appointment with a Genius Bar, and they said, well, let me see, and I did a lot of tests with the phone, and they basically said in the end, okay, free.
Very
so I was
nice.
very excited.
We are
about
paying
that.
monthly for this, right?
Yeah,
so, but this is the first time that Apple has allowed phones older than 2 years to continue to have Apple Care. And the issue was, and this is once again, this is going to be an Apple heavy podcast, I can already tell. The issue was, this is the first time people didn't upgrade their iPhones. And apparently since the 12, a lot of people have stuck with their 12 because they haven't felt that there was any real progress, right? So they just said, good enough.
Yeah. Also,
and then Apple said, well, we still got to make money off of these people. How are we going to make money off of them? Sell them Apple Care, and now we're all paying $10 a month. And
true.
There you go. We make money off of old phones. I mean, leave it to Apple to do that. That's genius.
But, and that's the cool thing. Actually, when you have Apple Care Plus, you can have an accidental drop.
Of course, within air quotes, accident.
And you get a refurbished phone or whatever for free. I mean, whatever. It is the same model, but you get a new one for free. And you can do this twice in a year. Imagine this.
No, not anymore. Not anymore. They now have unlimited accidents. Unlimited accidents.
My God.
Yes.
And so I told this guy, I said,
this is recent as well.
Yeah, I told this technician, I said, look, I really would like a new battery because I feel it's a bit slow because it shuts to a safer level, right? So the processors are getting a bit slower just to make sure that everything is still stable, nothing crashes because of the lower voltage of the battery. And he said, yeah. And I said, look, I could just drop it and get a free new one. Yeah. So maybe I don't want to do that. So just give me a free battery. And he said, let me see what we can do.
Here's the kicker. There's one kicker to this, and it is if they no longer carry that generation of phone. Yeah. Because at some point they're going to run out of 12s.
Sure.
And if that happens, which happened to me once before with a phone that I kept for apparently, I don't know if I was just lucky and they didn't have it, they will give you the next step up. So essentially, you would get a 13 Pro back.
Yes. And
in the identical specs of what yours were.
Yeah, and there is a fee for it, even if you get a replacement, right? It's not free. But
I think it's screen damage is 99 dirhams and phone replacement is 350 or 399, something like that.
Yeah, so it's there's a price for it. But this is the reason why they actually take your trade-ins, right? When you upgrade. So that they have refurbished phones, they refurbish them and then they can give them to people who have these kind of claims. That's how they get used iPhones from all of the trade-ins.
There's one more thing I want to mention about the iPhone 12, which was apparently funny. And I just found out about this 2 days ago or yesterday. I was going through Instagram Reels and I was watching these Reels and somebody said, this is the stupidest Apple accessory that Apple has ever made. And I, of course, was immediately like, okay, well, what is it? And they said they only made it for the iPhone 12, 12 Pro, 12 Pro Max. You know where I'm going with this? Did you know this one?
No.
All right. They made a leather sleeve. Essentially, I don't have it on me because I just ordered it yesterday. And it's a full leather sleeve where you slide your phone into.
Okay.
Okay. There's a cutout, a circular cutout right here in the middle.
Uh-huh.
The phone recognizes not just the case, but the color of the case matches the readout to the same background color as the case and shows you all of your notifications within that bubble.
Oh, that is sweet. I didn't know that.
So in addition, on the back, there is a sleeve for a credit card.
Right.
Or any type of card, right?
Yeah. Directly
on
top of the MagSafe magnet.
No, this is underneath it. Yeah. So they said specifically that it's safe for a magnetic. They said
Thankfully,
it's safe for the magnetic.
The stripes anymore.
No. Actually, you're right. Maybe it's on the front. Maybe this card is on the front, not on the back. It would make sense. But anyway, point of the story: this retailed for $130. It was all leather.
No, whoa. Yeah.
And now I Googled it and I'm like, let's see if I can find one for cheap. Jarir bookstores, which is, I don't know if you know them, but they had a branch here and it's a Saudi-based store. They carry Apple products. They have a store in Sharjah.
Okay.
They're selling it for 49 dirhams.
Wow.
Virgin is selling them for 99 dirhams. And if you live in America, they have them for $7.99 on Amazon US.
Wow.
$7.99, down from 130 plus tax it was. So it was almost like 600 dirhams, almost so 500 dirhams.
They might really. I think I want to have this now that my phone has a second.
You do, and that's what I
lease,
said. Is they said they immediately discontinued them. Nobody bought them. They glitch like crazy because apparently you cannot touch the notifications. It just shows you notifications, and then you pull your phone out.
Okay.
And even though there is a hole for the earpiece, it doesn't allow you to communicate because it somehow doesn't understand that you've taken it out or put it back in. It's absolutely like the stupidest thing in the world. But for 99 dirhams, I bought mine from Virgin for 99 dirhams. And I'm like, okay, for that, it's a memento. They said it was only made for a couple of months and then it was immediately discontinued.
Yeah.
It's full leather. And it comes with a lanyard. So essentially, it's like a little, you hold onto the lanyard and you got your phone. And my thinking is I could just kind of toss my phone into a bag or something without fear of the screen scratching or anything because it covers everything.
Yeah.
So it is called the iPhone 12
leather sleeve with MagSafe. Wow.
With MagSafe, correct. And it has a wallet built in. I mean, like, it's
I can
cool.
just see it. I just saw it. It's really $7.99 in Baltic blue.
And no, they have, and then they have the other colors. And depending on what color you buy, that hole will match the color of the leather.
Yeah, the ones I can see here is like product red for $14.
There's only 4 colors. They only ever made 4 colors.
I have 5. I have here,
or maybe 5.
Product red, Baltic blue, deep
purple,
violet, pink citrus, and saddle brown. But
saddle brown. I got the saddle brown.
$40 here. Ooh, that's
expensive. Of course. So I got it from here for 20 because everybody wants saddle brown. That's the
it's a nice.
I feel like that's the really good color. Yeah. But there you go.
Yeah. I
highly recommend. If you check Amazon UAE, they have saddle brown for 99 dirhams as well. But they also have it Amazon warehouse for 60 dirhams.
Okay.
You lose nothing.
Wow.
But I'd already ordered mine, so I'm good with it.
Wow. 99.
Anyway.
Yeah. Wow.
Check that out if you have an iPhone 12.
Not bad. Yes, it's 12 or 12
I don't
Pro.
even know why, but I'm like, I have to have it. Like, it's so weird. And watch the videos on YouTube about how the screen changes colors.
Yeah.
It's so weird. It is.
Yeah, I can see this here in the pictures. It's like, what the hell? I think I'll also get a saddle brown one, 60 dirhams. I take the one from
the
Amazon,
open box one, right? On Amazon.
Yeah.
Get it, try it. I can't highly recommend it because I haven't received mine, but I think it's for that much money.
And the lanyard is cool. I love that. It's a.
You have 12 or 12 Max?
No, the normal 12 Pro.
Okay, exactly. Because the Max ones are hard to find. I could not find any for Christie's, for my wife's, but she said she also didn't want one. Don't blame her.
Why not in pink? Yeah, anyhow.
That's what I said. Anyway, so
yeah,
cool.
I mean, while we're talking about other things like luggage, so my segue, I was looking at yesterday, my wife wanted to, for her business trips, wanted a nice little, flight case thing that you can, hand luggage that gets into the smaller than the normal carry-ons, right? Mm-hmm. It's just like the normal carry-ons that you have. There's different sizes, and they are a bit smaller than the normal ones, which then always fit into the overhead cabins, even in the smaller planes, right? It's just a bit smaller than the normal trolleys that you have.
Yeah.
And she said, I would really like one. How about the ones from Remover? I really like the ones out in aluminum. And I said, sure. So I looked them up. They weigh 5 kilos.
I have that one.
Yeah, but they weigh 5 kilos.
No, the old, I have, okay.
The new
I
ones
have the
are 5 kilos.
Louis Vuitton, and mine is 7.5 kilos.
No!
They cheaped out on the metal, and the new ones are about 50% lighter than mine was.
But this means...
And mine is bulletproof. It is insane.
I can imagine. But the problem is that you have, for this overhead compartments, you have a maximum weight in most airlines of 7 kilos. So that means you can put nothing in it.
So my thing alone is already 7.5. Just putting that into perspective.
No, and my wife says, like, I can't lift it. If the entirety is like 9 kilos, it's heavy enough for me. So
and how much is it?
I didn't even ask. The equivalent from Toomey, they also have a very nice one in aluminium, was already 4.5 or 5,000 or something. So yeah, I think it's probably, I don't know, 7, 8.
Well, Remova made one back in the day called the Salsa Air. And that one, if I remember correctly, weighed like 1 kilo.
Yeah.
And it was insane. So my wife has that one. And that thing was absolutely insane how light it was and how flexible and pliable it was. Super cool. And I remember distinctly, these were in Joshen Mall, right when Louis Vuitton bought out Rimowa.
Yeah.
So apparently all of the sellers of Rimowa had to relinquish their rights to them and purge all of their stock.
Yep.
And I bought both. Two, she got the big one. The big one, or the medium size, I don't even know what size it was, but it was a fairly big one, check-in only, and I got the small one, the carry-on.
But these are
Which you cannot
plastic,
carry on.
not aluminum. What aluminum?
No, hers is polycarbonate.
Yeah, mine is
and
also
then mine was the aluminum.
Yeah.
And for the two, I paid 3,000 dirhams.
Yeah. I
Together.
got also some polycarbonate
It was insane.
removers from Yashanmal during this time. Yeah, that's really cool.
They were insanely cheap.
I had this violet color because, well, they were the cheapest.
That's what Christy has. The ultra. It's called ultraviolet. Was the name.
Ultraviolet, yeah. So I bought two of these as well. Yeah, it was really good. But the
metal one, I think I paid 2K for my metal one and 1K for the Salsa Air, the polycarbonate.
Yeah, I should have bought some metal one. But the problem is
now
that
I'm thinking they're 10K, pushing 10K. I'm guessing blindly, judging by the Louis Vuitton price increases.
Yeah, exactly. Talking about price increases and going back to watches, did you hear the news?
Are you going to?
No. That
JLC price decrease.
JLC has reduced the prices again. It's just
But in
insane.
UAE, this was a discussion. I don't know if they did it in UAE.
So I have taken. I think I have written it down. Let me see if I have it here on my notes. But no, I didn't write it down here. Scheibengleister. There was a guy who has actually tracked the prices of a JLC watch, and it went up like £1,000. And he did this in pounds. £1,000 in 2021. Then it went another £1,000 in 2022, or half a year later. And then in 2023, I think it was the most expensive one. It went from £8,600 to 9,800 or something, and then to 10,600, and then to 11,000, and eventually it went back down to 10,000, another like 1,000 down again. And
let me see here.
So about 10%.
I'm going to look up mine because mine peaked at 39.5. I think it was right under 40 grand for the JLC monophase Reverso.
Wow.
And let's see what it's going for now. If it did go down in price or if it stayed the same. And then I know that my friend bought the dual face Tribute, and he paid 45, a little bit over 45. So we could compare both of these and see what happened. Monophase did not change in price, 38.7.
Or maybe not.
I don't know
yet.
if it was 39.5 or 38.7. If it did change, it did not change much. Where's the dual face? Dual face, no, they did not go down. They actually went up in price.
Oh.
It was 45. Now they're 48.9 for the blue Reverso Tribute dual face. So my friend bought it last year for 45. Now they're 49. And then so maybe they changed their price for non-Reverso stuff. But it seems to me that for the remote, the Reversos, they didn't do anything. But who knows?
Yeah, who knows, man? But it's in maybe they did this in some countries where the exchange rate has changed to a certain extent towards the Swiss franc.
That's what they were saying, because the euro is now 1-to-1 with the dollar or something, and who knows. But by the way, I did look up the Rimowa price for the aluminum classic cabin bag.
And
it's only 5K. 5K.
Oh.
So I would have guessed they would have Louis Vuittonified and gone up massively, because they were about 5K when I bought mine, and then I got it for 2, which was more like 60% off. They would have gone up more, but no, they stayed at 5K. Although the what's it called has gone down. The quality is undeniable that it's been reduced.
Oh, really?
Yeah. A lot of people are complaining that ever since Louis Vuitton took over, they've sucked.
That's a bit sad to hear, but it's as a
Leave
German,
it to the
right?
French to ruin
German
something
company.
German. Yeah, but the French ruined it.
Yeah, because that was always the thing. It's just like you buy these for life, right? I mean, these can
Yeah.
be repaired for 100 million times and just be,
How many times have we heard the story that there was a plane crash and all that remained was a Remova bag that was fully intact?
But
I remember this. It floated ashore or something like this.
But
It was a metal aluminum one.
I must say, I traveled to Bulgaria once with my removers and with my wife, and then we had at the airport somebody broke into our suitcase. So we had a bit of the how do you say these zipper things? One was basically removed. And that was a bit sad. So I went back to the remover shop and said, "Hey, can you repair this?" And they said, "Oh, no problem. We can fit a new thing there."
Yeah.
And he just said, "Well, if you want to go and have a coffee, we will do it right here in the store. They have this little, check-in counter, like an airport check-in counter, which was really sweet in their boutique in Dubai Mall." And he said, "Just have a coffee, come back in an hour, and we'll have it done." And I thought, wow, this is cool, right? That's a nice thing when you have something because
they do this for everything.
Yeah, I had once a Delce, and then the wheels eventually came off, and I thought, well, no problem, 5-year warranty, right? You go, and I said, yeah, but this it's on a warranty, but the wheels, they are not covered, and by the way, this is out of production. It's an older model, so we can't help you. And I said, oh, that sucks. And then I said, yeah, but wait a second. And then I called the customer service in the US. And they said, what we can do, we can check if any of our stores still has these wheels somewhere in their service center worldwide. I put a call out, and if we can get them, we'll send them to your service center, and then they can fit them. And I was like, wow, this is cool, right? Nobody had them. Eventually, it turned out that, sorry, worldwide, none left. But at least they tried. Really tried hard.
Or
to help
so they said they tried.
Yeah, but it was still, at least you think somebody responded with that, right? And
And
then
I understand.
a week later, they said, no, sorry, we can't really help you there. But, and that's the problem when you think you have like worldwide warranty 5 years, and then eventually you're still stuck with something that doesn't work after a while. So that's what I like about Remover. They really take care of their stuff.
And I've heard this, that most of the locations that you go to, the big locations, they will have these stores because the whole point is, I travel somewhere, my luggage is now broken. I still got to get back with that bag. And most of the times they will do it on the spot for you in the store because of these situations.
Yeah, that's
nice.
That's really nice. Yeah, I agree. That's really nice. Yeah. So on that very good note about customer service in Louis Vuitton, Moet, and Hennessy, we are speaking now about we're talking now about another company owned by Louis Vuitton. Tag Heuer.
Yes, we are. Tag Heuer. And that's the kind of idea of today. So
we are full of segues today. That's amazing.
Let's start talking about scooters.
Not
those
Segway.
vertical scooters.
So a Segway. Segway.
Yes,
Segues. Yeah, Segway.
Yes.
Segway. Yeah.
So, essentially, I do remember when I first. So, okay, let's go down the timeline. Essentially, I had never, ever, ever, ever heard of Kith. But about a week prior to the launch, Hodinkee did a Talking Watches video with the founder of this Kith, whatever Kith is. And I had no idea. I watched it. And what was interesting, so it's funny that you hadn't seen this video, because this was the first step towards this whole, new launch. So this guy said, he walked in and he came in with a collection of, I would say, probably 20 or 30 of these vintage Formula Ones.
Nah.
And he said, as a kid, he really loved these. And then at some point now, he's been scouring the world and collecting only new old stock versions of these plastic Tag Heuer Formula Ones. So he had a million of them, like in different colors, shapes, everything. And he was going through and he said, like, do you know how hard it is to find these in this condition? Like, it's impossible.
Oh, I can imagine, yeah.
He said he will only buy them if they're new. And he's amassed quite a few of them in the time. So I was like, oh, that's neat. Like, I mean, the guy, I don't know anything about Kith, right? But the guy clearly has a passion for these Formula Ones. And I thought that was cool. And I was like, yeah, I do like them. I mean, I used to hate them like back in the day. I was like, I guess, everything comes back around. But I would say if you would ask me 5 years ago, I would have said they're ugly. But now something clicked in me. I'm like, they do look pretty good, don't they? And that's it. And I forgot about it. After that, I was like, okay, fine. Kith and both Tag Heuer Formula One and Kith just out of my brain.
Yeah, I must say for this collaboration, when I saw the watches coming out, I thought somehow it's a bit of a blast from the past. It's a bit of childhood because I've completely forgot about these Formula One watches, right? Yeah. And these colorful plastic
old ones. Again, I have to say the only reason I knew it is because of Talking Watches. And if you haven't seen it, go watch it.
And I saw these new ones and I thought, oh, that is so cool, right? These colors are so 80s, yeah? They're so red and yellow and green and all the combinations of the colors. It's really so 80s. And I thought, this is really, really nice. This is a nice blast from the past. Then I saw the prices and I thought, oh, and we thought the Moon Swatch is overpriced, right?
Exactly. So essentially everything is plastic aside from the case. The case is metal, which is slightly different than the Moon Swatch.
Also for the colorful limited ones, I mean, there are some colored versions. They're
all metal. Every single metal is PVD coated metal case.
Oh, okay.
In the different colors. The straps can either be metal on the Jubilee or they can be rubber.
Okay.
Apparently, there's a few changes between this and the old one. The old ones used to have plastic straps.
Yeah.
They have since upgraded this to rubber straps.
Yeah, caoutchouc rubber. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's different. But essentially everything, even the size stayed the same. I think they're 35 mm. So all of it, everything stayed the same proportions. Now, they made a bunch of colors. Everything is limited to, I think, 150-ish to 200, 300 pieces, something like that, depending on the model. Yeah. Now, when I saw the price, apparently, the original price of these back in the day were between, I think there were 250 Swiss francs.
Yeah, definitely.
In comparison, a swatch at the time was 50 Swiss francs.
Yeah.
So it's 5 times the price of a swatch. A swatch today is still 50 Swiss francs. And this is now $1,500 or Swiss francs, whatever you want to count it, right? Yeah. Which then means we have essentially made the same watch with the same quality of manufacturing, with the same quality of movement, but it is now nearly 10 times the price that it used to be.
Yeah.
And that is not cool.
Yeah, no, that's not cool. It's a cash grab. But on the other hand, it's not really a cash grab because from my perspective is as a watch manufacturer, they are making these in such small quantities, only 250 of each color for some of the colors. Then there's another one which is limited to 350. And then I think the steel bracelet ones are 850. So altogether, these 10 different variations, some are exclusive to Kith, some are exclusive to Tag Heuer. But overall, they're just like, I don't know, not more than 4,000 of them.
Yeah, I guess
something
so.
about this. I don't know. I couldn't make it out. It was so complicated to discuss, to see. The 2 with the steel bracelets are limited to 350. Then 7 Kith exclusives are only 250. And then there's some others with 850. I couldn't follow this whole, how many there actually are. And then a lot of people complained and said, it's nice. I can understand. But why would they actually put Kith Heuer? Why
Thank you.
Change
I hate it.
The logo?
If it said Tag Heuer, I would be very, very inclined.
But that is
and that stupid thing at the bottom, just us or something, just for us, or I don't know what it is. Limited
just
edition.
us. Yeah, just us.
And underneath it says limited edition.
And then the steel cases have something on top as well, where it says something kin. I can't actually even read this in the pictures. I don't know what it means there. It says something with kin. Kith kin? I don't know. And kin? Something and kin? I have no idea. But anyhow, so they launched it a bit early in Miami for the Grand Prix. Max Verstappen was wearing the watch,
we
of
talked
course.
about this. Yeah, we have to say that this is, they are Red Bull sponsors, right? So they are specifically doing this and immediately, and this was prior to the launch, Max was already wearing it.
And even the delivery of the car was changed to Kith Heuer, the logos.
Yes, I saw this too. And on the overalls.
Yeah,
and on
everywhere.
The overalls.
So, I mean, that was such a big marketing push. And I mean, obviously, I think for you and me, we both had no idea what Kith was. Absolutely never heard Kith before. I personally,
I think I might have heard it in passing, but I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have been able to tell you anything more.
Yeah, I probably thought. I think I've seen this Kith written somewhere, and I thought it was just a abbreviation for something I couldn't figure out. But yeah, and it's this Just Us is a bit cheesy, and then the stuff with the kin on top. I don't know. I can't read the second word.
Kith
kin
and kin. Kith and kin.
Kith and kin. Okay, super. And then it's like Kith and Sons.
Whatever the hell that means.
Yeah, next of kin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and then the back also says Kith all over it.
So I found this a bit much. And I think the price obviously is a bit high. But on the other hand, I think the people who shop at Kith stores have a lot of money. So that's not a problem. They can actually afford that. And I think these few hundred pieces that they have in each color will probably sell out just from the Kith people who would like that watch. But I found it, I think it's probably a bit like Tag Heuer. No, I also what I want to say when they launched it, the press photos with Max Verstappen actually wearing that watch, or wearing all the watches on his wrists, right? On both wrists in his car. He still wore his helmet. And you know when people crash in Formula One, the drivers, and they get out of their car, they don't take off their helmets.
Yeah, so they're sad because you don't want to see their faces.
To show, save them the embarrassment and stuff. Or on the other hand, if two drivers crash, they leave, the one is as fault, usually leaves the helmet on because the other one might throw some punches at them if you deliberately kick somebody out. We had this before, right, in Formula One. Yeah, so basically, that could have been a statement from Max Verstappen to think he was a bit embarrassed about these watches, but who knows?
No, I don't think so, because I did see him hanging out in some little cabana thing with the watch on his wrist. Obviously, I thought to myself, if I was a Tag Heuer sponsored individual, I would 100% be wearing this. Like there's not even Tag Heuer makes so many ugly, stupid watches that this is one that I would be like, I'm okay with it, right? There's only so many watches, Tag Heuers I would wear, and it'd be kind of hard, right? I would probably try to wear a Monaco. It would look stupid on me. It would be too big. That titanium, the bead blasted titanium Aqua Racer.
That's
super cool. Solar. Nice. Yeah. I would wear the shit out of that.
The green one, automatic.
I would wear the
nice.
Kith out of that. Yeah. Which one?
The green titanium.
Yes, the green one. The green one.
Automatic one is also very nice.
Yeah. So there's a few that I would wear, but at the end of the day, I would not be very happy to be a Tag Heuer sponsored individual, just because you're so limited. Because everything else is kind of ugly. But I thought these were cool. Now the question is, will Tag Heuer take this and do something with it?
Yeah,
because at the end of the day, will they relaunch it under their own name and not costing this much? Who knows? How much is this Kith worth? Right. That's kind of the question. How much is the Kith name worth?
So I just opened the Tag Heuer website here, the local website on my phone, and I can still see the Tag Heuer Formula One Kith quartz in steel limited edition for 6,000 dirhams. It seems to be still available. Let me click on it and find it in store. Okay. exclusive.
They don't sell it online, I think.
No, this one is for online. I think. No, find it in store. You can book an appointment. Okay, fine. Yeah, okay, whatever. I'm with you there. I think this is a test balloon. It's like a check. Can we actually sell these and how quickly? Would it make sense to make this a permanent collection? Again, right, the relaunch of this. This is also 35 millimeters. So it's a rather small one, right?
It is. I think it's cool. I mean, that to me is a cool size. I would personally like to, the date window really kind of bugs me, but other than that, I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, so I think they might do that. I think Louis Vuitton Moet Tennessee has sat there from the watch division. The guys have seen the Moonswatch and has said, okay, great. Who in our brand portfolio has some old watches that are cheap and colorful and preferably made of plastic? Ta-da! Tag Heuer popped up with, here is the old Formula One from 86. And then they said, great, let's work on something cool. Because this is, I mean, it's just such a hype machine thing. Right? Yeah, and that's what I think is just like, okay, for $1,500 pounds, whatever, 6,000 dirhams, it's not an impulse buy like a Moonswatch.
Well, did you see how much the food cost at the Grand Prix in Miami? No. So you could either buy a basket of nachos or a Kith Tag Heuer Formula One.
Really?
Yeah, it was insane. They were like, nachos were like $250.
Wow.
And but what's funny is I just noticed here it says available starting May 3rd in Tag Heuer Miami or May 6th everywhere else. So that's kind of cool that they did this specifically for the Miami F1.
Yeah, they have in their boutique, they allowed shops early. And they had these different things. Some are only online, some are only in store, some are this, some are that, and whatever. It was complicated, I think.
Yeah, but why not? Why not? I like it. Aside from the fact that we generally don't get anything in Dubai, right? When it's these Western collabs, we end up not having them.
Yeah, well,
which kind of could hurt us, but...
I don't know, because Kith is also not available here. They have stores and they have only
exactly,
13 boutiques worldwide, so it's not that big.
But they do have worldwide boutiques, but nothing here.
They have Soho, 3 in Brooklyn, 1 in West Hollywood, then 2 in Miami and Miami Beach. And
hypothetical.
Tokyo, Paris, London, and Toronto. These are the outside of the US stores. Sorry.
US, yeah. If there's a Kith in Dubai Mall, would you have bought one of these?
No.
Exactly. It's kind of, I think this is one of these weird things that is just exclusively for the people who are already shopping at Kith. It seems to me, and it just, I don't know.
I do feel it generally
Kith, Heuer, I mean, seriously.
Yeah, that's a bit what bugs me a bit. I mean, there's a bit of cheesiness in it. But I think generally a relaunch of an older watch like this, which is fun and colorful and cool, is not a bad thing. All watch companies do that. I think
if they would have done this at the right price.
Yeah, I think Tag Heuer generally is on a bit of a roll recently. I mean, they have released really, really cool watches. I mean, the entire, what's this called? These glass box versions of the Carreras and stuff. They have really, really nice watches that they have released in a last couple of months or years even. So I think they are going somewhere. What I find a tiny bit impressive, I don't know if you have seen this latest. Have you talked about this already? The Rattrapante.
Which Rattrapante?
The Monaco Rattrapante.
Yeah, the Monaco. We talked about this. The ceramic or whatever it is. Carbon.
It's a titanium. No, the titanium.
The red one.
Split second, yes. 482,000 dirhams.
Yeah.
And it's, I mean, at a split second chronograph you can get for whatever, 20,000 dirhams from other manufacturers, right? Based on a 7750 or something.
And a cheap plastic quartz watch? How much?
But I mean, 482,000 dirhams is that where you would buy a Tag Heuer? And no, it's a Monaco, and it's all made of titanium, not even precious metal. I think but
I thought it was carbon. I thought it was carbon,
No, it's
titanium, carbon.
maybe it has some
something.
carbon dial or some skeletonized
Something's
stuff.
carbon in there. But anyway,
Possible, but
anyway,
anyhow, it says here titanium case, yeah. And yeah, but my point is, are they trying to be a bit too much for that? I mean, this is clearly the crowd that buys Richard Mille, right? And it looks a bit like it when you look at the dial and the skeletonization and all of this stuff. You think, yeah, that has the Richard Mille vibes. And it was done in the time where I think it probably was initiated, this project with the titanium version of the split second during the boom, right? When everything went up 2 or 3 years ago. And they probably thought, we find some crypto bros who will buy that watch for 500,000 dirhams. And I think...
no, I think that this is also, well, then again, they're not really showing that they could do anything, right? It's not a demonstration of engineering prowess because it's not a crazy complication.
But you have
it's not a triple split like Longa.
That's true. But I must say, making chronographs is one of the hardest complications to make for a watchmaker.
But Heuer's been doing them for ages.
Yeah, and they're really good at that. So it's like the one complication they stand for, right? It's not like IWC with perpetual calendars and all of this stuff.
Yeah,
Tag Heuer is the chronograph, right? That is the racing, racing heritage, and it really fits them well, right? It's just like their thing. They are not air, land, sea. They're not. They're
land.
They're speed. Okay, they have the Aqua Racer, which is a diving watch technically. Okay, they are land and sea.
Land and sea. But is there air?
Do they have pilot watches? I don't think so, right?
I don't think so. Somebody can correct us. But the Aqua Racer still came significantly. We're talking 2 decades, I believe, after the Carreras got big. So it is first and foremost chronographs, right? And that's kind of where they started.
Yeah, I think for me personally, I always feel when a watch brand invents itself, and I think Tag Heuer did a really, really good job in general at it. You have to be careful sometimes where you're going. You can't be everything to everybody, right? Is the Ottavia a flight watch? No.
No,
really,
no. That's also they're all chronographs. Yeah, is it a flight watch?
No,
I don't know what
they
consider it as. But
do you remember that?
No. Ottavia was still a racing watch.
Okay, yeah. Automobile and aviation. Okay, sorry. 2 pillars of Tag Heuer's history: automobile and aviation. Initially used for dashboard timers for cars and aircraft. Starting in 1933, the Ottavia name would later make its way onto wristwatches. Okay, so maybe they made, so that's basically a bit of their flight watch then.
So yeah, it seems to me that if you search pilot's watch, the Ottavia is the one that they would say is pilots, but it's not really.
And now they have a flyback Ottavia chronometer certified chronograph with a flyback function. Whew, I said it right. I give you a tip. If you look for the old Ottavias, they started the first Ottavia with a modified movement, and that was the isograph movement, where they put a carbon fiber hairspring in the watch. And if you find one of these, it's very rare because they all had to be recalled from the shops because they figured out while producing them that because you had to glue this hairspring into the barrel or whatever, where they had to put it together, that they had a failure rate from above 60% or something. It was really, really not working, right? It was they lost money with every watch they sold because they had so many of these things that just didn't work. So in the movements, and so they stopped that, removed the isograph even from the dial, and called it Ottavia Automatic. But if you find one with the isograph on the dial and has this carbon fiber hairspring, it's really, really cool because it's rare.
Or it's been replaced.
No, it's not. It's not. They said every watch that actually worked can be sold because it is fine. It was just when the initial gluing process was the problem. It just didn't stick. Once it's stuck, it's fine. You can use it for many years. But that was the problem. So that's why they didn't recall it from customers who bought them. They just basically had them. And I always wanted to have that specific isograph because that was a bit of a scandal at the time because they silently just stopped selling them. Big announcement, looked really cool, really nice watches, and I really liked the design. And then suddenly they were all crickets. And then 1 or 2 years later, they came back and they had a different name on it. And then turned out that it was a problem with the mainspring, which was very innovative at the time. But then it turned out that they couldn't produce it in numbers, which is an incredible story, actually, when you think about it. That's a company that as big as Tag Heuer can make these kind of production mistakes in brackets. Has these challenges to say, okay,
Takata.
Sorry,
Takata airbags. Don't you remember the airbag recalls?
No.
Takata was the number one supplier of airbags to every car manufacturer in the world.
Yes.
Where every single car had to be recalled. I think this was like 10 years ago. And every single car had to have their airbags replaced for free.
Yeah, that was a bit of a problem.
If I'm not mistaken, I think it was the single largest recall in the world.
Yeah, especially like across so many brands, right? Car brands, because like as we know, there's not so many producers of airbags, right? So it's 4 or 5 in the world or so, and
67 million airbags were replaced and recalled.
And can you imagine that the costs for all of these car manufacturers to have to, contact all of their owners and get the cars back in?
Oh, sorry, that was an old number. It's over 100 million now.
No, poor them.
And it's the first thing. It's a Japanese company with their second headquarters in Germany.
Oh, okay.
And the fact that they were able to do this is ridiculous. So airbag recall, this was 2013 to present.
Wow.
And they are essentially, they held 20% market share in airbags.
Wow. 20%.
So essentially 20% of the cars in the world had to be recalled. And it's still ongoing.
That is insane.
So the issue was that apparently they were just exploding at random times or not exploding when they should have exploded.
Yeah, that's not good. Bad airbag. Yeah.
You should tell. What was the guy's name who was talking always about the Toyota RAV4 from our watch group? 2024 Toyota recalled the RAV4.
Oh no!
So this is January 2024. The RAV4s were recalled for the same reason. And I'm just thinking to myself, you're a company that manufactures airbags. Mm-hmm. How in the hell are you still doing the same thing if you know this is an ongoing issue for 10 years? Anyway.
Not nice.
As
not
of
nice
January
indeed.
2024, over 100 million airbag inflators have been recalled and replaced with over 20 car manufacturers. And these are Acura, Audi, BMW, Cadillac, Chevrolet, Chrysler, Daimler, Daimler Trucks America, Dodge, Ram, Ferrari, Ford, GMC, Honda, Infiniti, Jaguar, Jeep, Land Rover, Lexus, Lincoln, Mazda, McLaren, Mercedes-Benz, Mercury, Mitsubishi, Nissan, Pontiac, Saab, Saturn, Scion, Subaru, Toyota. Whew.
Yeah, that's tough.
Hey, you're clear.
Volkswagen
Neither
was not
Porsche nor Volkswagen are on this list. But Audi is, which is also strange. So what Volkswagen decided, some of their cars are going to get airbags and some are not.
Yeah,
getting the Takatas.
See, I think sometimes they're using different suppliers, right, for different things, for different cars, whatever.
Yeah.
So,
but being that your car is essentially a what is it? The Q7.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but the Audi would be recalled, but not the But it did say certain cars, not the whole line of cars, right? So
who knows? Yeah.
could be. But anyway,
Yeah, it's
you learned so many fun facts from us, guys. I mean, just
yeah, isn't that amazing? But coming back to watches, then seeing this Kith.
Is this a watch podcast?
Yeah, we have to go back to car-related tag Heuers. So with Kith Heuer and this kind of hype watch, are hype watches on the way out? Is this like, are we getting a bit bored with them to a certain extent? Are we saying, oh, okay, that's I mean, we can see, for example, the Swatch Blancpain Corporation collaboration is already more or less available in the stores, right? So you can most of the time get one. Moon swatches as well, to a certain extent.
By the way, Moon swatches now for you guys that are in the UAE, Amazon, there's a third-party seller now on Amazon. Amazon Prime, 1,100 dirhams, any color you want.
Oh, nice.
Including the blacks and the grays, which I think is fantastic. At that point, if I save 150 dirhams, spend 150 dirhams more and I don't have to drive to Dubai or, wait in any line, or that to me is a very fair price. And so somebody's making 150 dirhams a watch and I don't have to deal with nonsense. So I think that is now we're to the point where that's reasonable. But going back to Kith and going back to cars.
But they're real, yeah? They're not...
not I mean, I'm guessing.
Yeah, okay.
But anyway, you mentioned that there was a car that Kith made as well, a collaboration.
They actually have made, in 2018, they designed a version of the BMW M4 competition and on the BMW i4 M50, so the G82 and the G26 version. And they constructed exclusive modifications for the interior and exterior. 150 of these M4s.
Did you see the roof?
No. It's at Kith.
Do you want
Kith
to?
BMW. Oh, no.
The entire roof says Kith. But it gets better. It gets better. God. We're complaining about the logo on Kith Heuer.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Even the BMW logo or the...
There is no the BMW logo is there. There's no M logo. It is Kith written exactly as BMW would write it. Yeah. And even on the interior and on the front and everywhere you look, it does not say M4. It says like this, Kith.
So you have
and by the way,
colors.
Look at the embossing.
Wow, everything is Kith,
on the chair.
Kith.
The center console also. Here's the center console. All Kith. The shifter, Kith. Everything is Kith.
Wow, so, this is. I'm very surprised of how brands actually are suddenly just giving away these kind of their logo basically and saying like, hey, yeah, use it here. Is there such
150 models were produced, 150 units.
Yeah, and 7 of the i4. That's very, very limited. Wow, I mean, this is interesting. They have collaborated with Versace, with Coca-Cola, Tommy Hilfiger, and the Jetsons. And also with Nike and LeBron James.
No, they have tons because I'm looking here. Yes. Cole Haan, they have... New Balance, they have Puma, they have
Nike, Adidas, yeah. Wow.
Columbia, the most recent one was Columbia, the outdoor brand. Mm-hmm. It's a little bit much. So from what I understand, they started just selling shoes, right? So they started out with selling special, shoes, sneakers, and then they went into selling, they started some limited edition shoes and then... If you have some time, check out, I'm in the sales section right now and they got some decent stuff. Here's a New Balance Kith, X-Kith thing, 200 dirhams. Mm-hmm. So you can get some good deals of I guess, the stuff nobody bought.
Yeah, but And what I was actually trying to talk to you about is, do we think that this whole watch collaboration hype stuff is will we see more because it was so successful for Omega and Swatch. And it seems to be still successful. I mean, co-branding, we've seen this for years. I mean, the Tiffany Nautilus or the co-stamped dials, right? All of these things are also super popular and super expensive. Will we see more of this? Because it still seems to have some kind of pull. Because overall, I mean, we just discussed earlier JLC reducing the prices. So obviously their price increases have had the effect that they are not selling as much. The offset of having higher prices and selling maybe a bit less didn't work. They're selling a lot less, so that they now feel they have to lower the prices again. Because a luxury company lowering the prices is rare, right? It doesn't happen often.
It is very rare, and that generally means they made a mistake.
Yes, exactly. And now 10%, does it make a big difference? Will they sell more now because they reduced the prices by 10%? I'm not so sure. But it is a step in the right direction. I think they have just overdone it, no?
Yeah, if they actually follow through with it, right? If they actually will not just reduce the prices, but continue to... Maybe. Because right now they reduce it 5%, right? 5%, and this is only in some markets. It's not that much, right? They need to bring the discounts back or something like this. Discounts then again are said to cheapen brands.
Yeah.
So whether that's true, whether it's not true, I have no idea. I understand what they mean by cheapening brands, because with some companies you end up saying, you know what, I'm just going to accept the fact that they don't have any discounts, and that's it, right? And this is what we do when we walk into Louis Vuitton. We don't ask for discounts. You just say, okay, the price is what it is, and the only way you can get a discount is if I go do the whole traveler trick, right? And I go somewhere, I get the VAT back, and then I effectively get a discount.
Yeah, true.
So
yeah, wow, That's only
on that bombshell. I think we've beaten the horse to death now, but I think we're going to see a lot more of these collabs. I think because right now this whole collab drop thing is what it is.
I know it is this whole sneaker thing, the drops and all of this stuff, the Supremes of the world.
It is the sneaker brands that started this. It was their fault.
Yeah,
that's
it's their fault, exactly. And it's our fault for actually falling for it, right? This whole FOMO, fear of missing out, is a bit of a problem. But I think, on the other hand, if you really, really want this watch and you really think that, wow, this collaboration is cool, just look at, I mean, obviously,
if you prices, if you have some affinity to Kith.
To these watches. Not Kith, but to these watches.
No, because the thing is, you like these watches, but I have a sneaky suspicion that Tag Heuer is going to come out with their own branded ones, and they're going to be cheaper and readily available.
But what I wanted to say is, if you like the design, go for the original ones. Go for the old ones, because they are available, vintage.
Unfortunately, I do feel that this is going to drag up the prices of the originals. Now you can have them for peanuts, right? You're talking 1,000 dirhams. You can get these for in the pre-owned market, the old 80s ones.
We have a friend in our watch group who just bought one for like 1,500 dirhams. A really nice one, old one, just like a week or two before they actually came out. And they're probably went up in price now because of that. But you still pay less than, I assume, than these guys, right? These limited editions. Yeah. So, these are fully serviceable, right? So Tag Heuer will still service them.
It's not a moon swatch where it's disposable, right?
Exactly. So it's a proper, in brackets, a proper watch, right? Yeah.
And I've on the funny side, now that I mentioned these Amazon moon swatches, I have been tickled to buy the black one, the regular one, the Mission to the Moon. But I haven't done it yet. But
it's gray. The Mission to the Moon is gray. The Mercury is one.
Oh, sorry. Yes, gray with the black dial. I meant, and then the Mercury is black with the gray dial. Now I want the original traditional moon one, but then at the same time, why? Why do I need it? What am I going to do with it?
Yeah. Exactly.
That's kind of my issue.
But hey, I mean, I like these watches. So it's I have one. I have bought and sold a few. just because I thought I would like them, and then I never wore them. So, yeah. But I still have the Mercury.
Did you put it on TP auctions for 9,000 dirhams?
No. But I did sell my Mission to, what is it now? The blue one. Yeah, I got this one.
Neptune,
yeah. But I kept my Mercury because I really like that. I put it on a nice.
Well, I think,
happy.
I was thinking about like, should I just have one to say like, I remember this time? Because I know for a fact that this is that was an era. That was something that has never happened before. And to commemorate that, I think it's even worthwhile to own one.
Yeah.
Who knows? We'll see what happens. But anyway, all right. I think that is
an episode
for this episode.
Yes.
That is an episode. Good. I couldn't have said it better myself.
All right. Excellent. Thank you very much for listening, and we hear you soon again.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.